Hello and welcome back to MTD CNC North America. I'm with my friends at SW North America here in Michigan, and even more so with my buddy Ben. Now, there's a really cool apprentice program that I want to share with you guys that SW offers, and Ben's in charge of it. So we're going to learn a bit more about what this can do for you, and I'm excited to share this story. Ben, thank you so much for being a part of MTD.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Good to be here.
So let's learn about this apprenticeship program in general, because there's a lot of kids out there right now going, should I do trade school? Should I go to a four-year university? How does this all work if I go to a trade school? And there's a lot of questions out there. Let's answer some of those questions for these guys.
Yeah, sure.
And gals.
Sure, yeah. You can see one behind us
Yes.
here. So what we have here is a 3-year mechatronics apprenticeship. They spend 8 weeks here and 8 weeks at school, kind of interchange all the way through the 3 years. After the 3 years, they owe the company 2 years of employment. In just 2 years, it's pretty lightweight, I'd say.
Yeah.
They get free college throughout. We buy their books. We pay them while they're here. We pay them while they're at school. They get a gas money stipend even. It's a pretty cool program for a young student who's dedicated, driven, and who really wants to get out there, work with their hands, get with their hands dirty, and I mean, hey, it's debt-free.
You know, I've always wanted to say this. I think this is a perfect opportunity. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Are you kidding? So you're telling me I'm getting paid to get a degree while going to school.
Yeah.
And in exchange, I get to, not have to, I get to work for SW for at least 2 years as part of that trade, if not a lot longer.
That's right, that's right. Now, actually, at the end of a college degree, you're not always guaranteed a job, but here at this apprenticeship, 2 years of employment immediately right after your apprenticeship. You get an associate's degree, you get a certificate from the German-American Chamber. This apprenticeship is even sponsored by the DOL. It's a real state of Michigan apprenticeship.
And no student loan debt.
No student loan debt. You come out of it ready to work. You come out of it with a lot of good work experience. You're already established in the company. People know you. People are ready to work for you. And half the time, here's a secret. There's a lot of managers fighting over you before you're even done with the apprenticeship.
If we look around us, these guys and gals are getting to learn about robotics and state-of-the-art manufacturing from one of the best companies in the world, right? Like,
that's right.
Why wouldn't we want that opportunity to join that part of the workforce? And also something else that's a misconception, and yes, to everyone out there going to university, do not take this the wrong way. It's not meant the wrong way. We have to have universities as well. We need doctors and lawyers and dentists and these types of things. However, the misconception that we need to stop conveying to people is that a trade school is below a university, because we need all of it, right?
That's right, that's right. And actually, this is a perfect segue into a position like automation, robotics. I mean, for Pete's sake, we're putting FANUC robots on gantries, and our apprentices are helping do it.
Well, Ben, we've talked a lot about this apprenticeship program, and it sounds absolutely phenomenal, almost too good to be true kind of a thing. But what does it take to actually get in?
So actually, there's a large stigma out there that people think that you really need all sorts of credentials to get into a program like this. And let me tell you, it's not true. I hire these apprentices right here. And what do I look for? Well, one of the biggest things, you got to be able to work with your hands, or you got to want to work with your hands, right? And you know, you really have to have a good attitude. I look for a real good mindset. You want to work with your hands, you got to be able to work with me. That's a big one, because you spend a lot of time with me in this program. You know, and in the end, you got to be able to grow. You know, you got to be able to get along with people, work together, and you know, just be striving.
Well, you look a bit younger than me, but I sure wish you were here about 20 years ago, because I would have loved to have jumped in on this program.
Yeah. I started it 2 years ago here at SW. So yeah, a lot of people, I get that question a lot. I do a lot of online, you know, conferences and stuff like that with the German-American Chamber, who sponsors this program. And one of the biggest things that companies ask are just, hey, do you have any issues with the apprentices? You know, maybe because your age, you know, this and that. And let me tell you, if you got a good team, you don't got to worry about it. So I'm very curious if you have anybody here that would be brave enough to hop on the microphone as well and kind of share their story, because obviously you and I are on the same page. We're excited. We love no student loans. We love trade schools. But do you think there's anybody here that would like to share their testimonial? I got a lot of driven apprentices. One of them might want to come talk to us.
That would be awesome.
I'd love to. Hi, my name's Mitchell White, and I got a story to tell with you. All right, so when I was in high school, I was going down this path where I'm like, okay, if I go to a 4-year, I'm going to end up in a lot of debt. I'm not sure it's something I want to do. So I was very concerned with the career I wanted to get into when I was in high school. Compared to most kids, I was going to my career counselor, which was a resource, was very cool to have in high school. and I was talking to her about what I can do, what resources I can find out to really hone in on my passions and obviously try and monetize them. So a lot of what I was seeing in myself was I wanted to do hands-on work subconsciously. I was telling myself that I was going to go to a 4-year, become an engineer, become something along those lines. And the problem with that was I knew deep down that hands-on work was more my style. So I was in this battle with myself where it's either hands-on work and I don't necessarily get the pay or the opportunities that I want, or I go to a 4-year and I sacrifice a part of myself that I know is more aligned with my hobbies and passions. So I heard about this program through my career club, and I was fortunate enough to come in here, interview with them, and I loved everything about it. I felt it was a very happy medium between my passions and the opportunities that came with going to a 4-year. Because you're still getting a degree, debt-free, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, to get into a field as high-paying, not even necessarily high-paying, but as exponentially advancing as this, without going into extreme amounts of debt for a quality education, is very underrated. And it's one of those aspects of the program that I really cared about for me, because I didn't necessarily want to throw myself into that debt for the opportunity. Another big part of it was I liked the people here. When I came in here, I had a very good experience with Ben. I had a very good experience with a lot of the employees that I saw around. I mean, everybody had a smile on their face. Everybody was very polite and looked happy to see me, happy for people to come in. So it was great being able to come in, interview, and thankfully I got selected. So I was all around very fortunate to find this and be able to be a part of it. And it's been amazing. I mean, the projects that I've been working on here have been very enjoyable to me. There's some race cars right there that we've been working on. I have a switch cabinet over here I've been working on. So it's a lot of machining, electrical work. You start getting into PLC programming, almost every aspect of the shop floor in this industry. It's a skill that you're going to be working on, and people are going to be looking at you, seeing what you're good at. And in this company, especially compared to other companies in the Math Squared program, I see a lot of opportunity here and a lot of growth that I don't really see necessarily in other companies. And so I knew SW was for me, and it's been an amazing experience.
That is incredible. And as the audience knows out there, they know I'm maybe too authentic sometimes and too transparent sometimes, but I'd just like to say that testimonial made my heart so happy, and it's so cool to hear you say exactly what you just said and to convey that message to other kids out there who maybe, you know, going through the same emotional roller coasters you were going through.
Absolutely.
You know, colleges, debt, what do I do, trade school, the opportunity, what will my opportunity be? Is the degree the same? Where will it take me? There's so many questions that go along with it, right? How long have you been here?
I've been here about a year.
Yeah, and you mentioned some of this already, what you're making and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Do you really feel like you've grown, not just in learning, but as a person as well, working through this type of organization and this
Absolutely.
type of machine?
It's amazing. I mean, to be honest, I didn't have much actual job experience going into this. Also, I did not have much experience in anything like robotics or machining or anything. The full extent of that was I took some woodworking courses in high school. That was
Wow.
it. So I wasn't in robotics. I wasn't in anything of that sort. So another reason I'm very fortunate to be here.
If you want to say this in one word or multiple words, but I've always had this thought where I just want to know the feeling behind, what does it feel like to get paid to get a degree and have zero debt?
Amazing.
Amazing is a great word. Well, thank you so much for sharing that testimonial. Ben, I wish you all the success as well. Keep preaching to the students. On behalf of MTD, let me say thank you to both of you. If you ever need anything at these schools and you would like me to come with you, let me just say on record, I am happy to join you anytime. The invite is there. Guys, this is SW. These are my friends. This is the apprenticeship program. Reach out and give them a call. Are you kidding me? a degree, getting paid, debt-free, 2 years. End of story. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for being a part of it.